What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing absolutely fantastic, and today, as usual, we're going to continue with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. It's going to be the second part of the 8th chapter of the 5th book, so let's get started. Among the three ways of inflicting harms in a community, actions done with ignorance are errors if someone does neither the action he supposed, nor to the person, nor with the instrument, nor for the result he supposed. For he thought, for instance, that he was not hitting this person, or not for this result. But coincidentally, the result that was achieved was not what he thought, for instance. He hit him to graze, not to wound, or the victim or the instrument was not the one he thought. If then the infliction of harm violates a reasonable expectation, the action is a misfortune. If it does not violate reasonable expectation but is done without wise, it is an error. For someone is an error if the principle of the cause is in him, and unfortunate when it is outside. If he does it in knowledge but without previous deliberation, it is an act of injustice. This is true, for instance, of actions caused by spirit and other feelings that are natural or natural of human beings. For when someone inflicts these harms and commits these errors, it is injustice, and these are acts of injustice, but he is not thereby just or wicked, since it is not wise that causes him to inflict the harm, but whenever his decision is the cause, he is unjust and vicious. That is why it is right to judge that actions caused by spirit do not result from forethought, and hence do not result from decision, since the principle is not the agent who acted on spirit, but the person who provoked him to anger. Moreover, the dispute is not about whether the action caused by anger happened or not, but about whether it was just, since anger is a response to apparent injustice. For they do not dispute about whether it happened or not, as they do in commercial transactions, where one party or the other must be vicious unless forgetfulness is the cause of the dispute. Rather, in cases of anger, they agree about the fact and dispute about which action was just. But in commercial transactions, the cheater who has plotted against his victim knows very well that what he is doing is unjust. Hence, in cases of anger, the agent thinks he is suffering injustice, while in transactions, the cheater does not think so. If the cheater's decision causes him to inflict the harm, he does injustice, and this is the sort of act of injustice that makes an agent unjust, if it violates proportion or equality. In the same way, a person is just if his decision causes him to do justice. One merely does justice if one merely does it voluntary. Some involuntary actions are to be pardoned, and some are not. For if someone's error is not only committed in ignorance, but also caused by ignorance, it is to be pardoned. But if, though committed in ignorance, it is caused not by ignorance, but by some feeling that is neither natural nor human, it is not to be pardoned. Alright, guys, so we've done with the 8th chapter, and we're going to continue tomorrow the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this reading session. Hope you enjoyed the journey. See you tomorrow. Bye.